It's been almost 2 years since my husband first learned of my affair, though only 5 months since he got the full story. We used to have a very nice sex life, but he says he is very rarely able to enjoy it now, since there are always at least a few intrusive thoughts or images of me with my affair partner every time we're intimate. My question is why? What purpose do you think it serves the betrayed spouse to have these? I don't mean he does it on purpose. Are these intrusive thoughts protective functions of the mind in some way? Is it a shame for It's a shame for both of us not to be able to connect the way we used to. These intrusive thoughts are actually a result of trauma and just the psychic wound that occurs as a result of infidelity. It really does create a pain like no other, and it's a tearing of a crucial piece of who we are, that primary attachment that we need. I don't think it's an unconscious way of protecting oneself. It's just the fact that the mind, when it's that painful, has trouble processing it. And every time a situation comes up that's similar, it triggers the amygdala, and the amygdala immediately goes into a self-protection mode. So those thoughts come, basically the person shuts down. That's a result of the prefrontal cortex not being able to fully process all of this. If you've taken the EMS online course, or you've taken the EMS weekend, or even the Hope for Healing course, what you learn is that when you see, for instance, a snake, the amygdala immediately fires to keep you safe. Within 1/200th of a second, you will jump, just simply as a result of that image. Then the prefrontal cortex begins to analyze what type of snake it is. And if it's a garden snake or a bull snake, it's not poisonous, it registers that, hits the parasympathetic nervous system, and the fear level, all of that stuff shuts off. It hits the brakes on the emotional system. However, if that process is stuck, whenever you're in a similar situation, the amygdala fires, and it's really a safety function because it can't analyze yet fully and say, oh, okay, this is just an old thought. So the intrusive thought still carries some sort of power every time you get close to that situation. What I'd suggest for your husband at some point, and you're only 5 months out, so this would still be useful now. Actually, it'd probably be useful now anyway, because it sounds like there's probably been ongoing leaked information, so it even makes it more difficult for this part of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, to understand it. Is going to be something like eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. That is actually a trauma technique. Another potential approach would be brain spotting. But what these do ultimately is allow this part of the brain to finally get rid of the block, and that'll stop the intrusive thoughts. But really, it's just a result of the pain being so intense as a result of what happened that it hasn't been able to resolve it, and so those thoughts pop.